Hello, this is Dr. J back with some more Let's Play Planet X3. Alright, so last time we managed to cut our way through the thick jungle and destroy a couple of very heavily fortified enemy positions. Luckily, the Protoids just didn't know what to do with the thick jungle foliage, and they were never able to find our base to launch attacks against it. So next up is going to be Inferno. Sounds like this should be a pretty cool one, and I think this may introduce us to one of the other tile sets. Okay, yeah, this is sort of the wasteland or desert tile set. This is straight up just act on instinct. It's not even pretending to be anything other than act on instinct. That's why I kind of went quiet for a second. Yeah, this track is clearly a remix of Act on Instinct from Command and Conquer. And I believe the name of this track is Klepakin Heat, which is clearly a play on the name of Frank Klepacki, who of course was the composer of the soundtrack for Command and Conquer and numerous other Westwood games. So we're going to need minerals. We've got plenty of gas, but where are some minerals? Minerals. This is a little bit of a problem. Well, it looks like some lava flows. Okay, we finally found some minerals. And I don't have enough energy? And let me guess, if I build power stations, I won't have enough minerals to build my smelter. I'm betting that's the case. This theme. Yeah, now we won't be able to build a smelter. Okay, that's mission failed. Let's try again. Now we know where the minerals are, and we're gonna have to build a smelter up there, of course. Over there. Kind of strange that the minerals all look like they're on grassy terrain. One of the limitations of the primitive graphics. And we're gonna need gas. Alright, let's start with that juicy red one. So I'm gonna go straight for it. I think the red gemstones are the most valuable type of mineral. I just love the vibrant red and blue gemstones. I don't know why exactly. There's just something so delightfully video gamey about it that it puts a big smile on my face. I can't even really explain it, but the aesthetics of big shiny gemstones in a game like this, I just like it. Just one of those weird subjective things, I suppose. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, that'll do for a while. We're gonna need energy. Power station. Let's build it here, I suppose. Good, and then we need more gas refineries. It's gonna be tough to defend all this. It's so spread out. Defense is gonna be a big issue. You know, even though, as I said before, this is basically like what real-time strategy would have been if the genre was invented in the mid-'80s instead of being invented in the '90s, and therefore, obviously, it's quite primitive. The basic ingredients are pretty much here, aren't they? The initial base building phase, scouting for the enemy, building up an attack force. Yeah, the basic ingredients, they're all here. So a lot of things were dropped from this game because of the performance limitations. I don't know everything that was dropped from the game. I know at one point it had air units. I don't know if that was dropped for performance reasons or because if you think about it, it would kind of mess up some of the gameplay concepts, wouldn't it? Because scouting for the enemy is and coping with problematic terrain are kind of major factors of the gameplay in this game. And if you had air units that could just fly over everything, it would make some maps like that jungle map would really be trivialized. So I'm guessing that whether performance was a problem or not, that either way air units would not have been kept in the game. From a gameplay perspective, it makes sense not to have them. From a lore perspective, it doesn't really make any sense whatsoever. We're a spacefaring civilization that's clearly quite high-tech, so you would think we would have aircraft of some kind. But we'll just let that one go, since, like I said, it makes sense gameplay-wise. Alright, so this is going to be our scout, and let's build a heavy as well. Defense is going to be an issue, like I said, because we're so spread out, but we're going to want some heavies either way. Whether... Okay, there's more minerals there. Whether we end up defending or using them for attack, they're going to be useful to have regardless. Okay, more gas that we can build here. That'll probably be useful. A lot of it, in fact. Kind of makes sense that there's plentiful volcanoes on a... Nice, nice, I love it. Love when we're able to pull that off. As I was about to say, it makes sense when there's plentiful volcanic gas on an Inferno map like this. We'll see if we can build a couple heavies to go finish off that base before it gets going. Since we took out the pyramid, they will eventually rebuild it, but we should have slowed them down with that. Okay, so where were they? Over here-ish? There it is. Might take us a few tanks to be able to blast through all this. Because they did build quite a few turrets before we located them. Still, heavies are so strong. Heavies are satisfying. I feel like frigates should at least be as good as heavies, even if they don't have the ability to turn into turrets, but in terms of their firepower, I think it would have made sense if they had the firepower of a heavy tank. Okay, we lost our tank, but I think we finished off that base. Well done to us. Let's build another scout, see if we can find another enemy base to destroy. Don't know how many they have on this map. Maybe it'll be 2 again, that seems to be a common theme. Okay, it would be nice to build a smelter here. It's going to be annoying trying to build it with this crater in the way, so maybe we should build it on the other side. But having more minerals will be good, and then maybe build refineries around this lava flow. Okay. I'm just cracking up that this is straight up just an Act on Instinct remix. Like, it doesn't even pretend otherwise. Well, it just clearly goes to show what a tribute this game is to the old school RTS greats of the genre. You can really see the StarCraft and the Command & Conquer influence in here. I think there's a little bit of Dune 2 as well. You know, I'm having so much fun playing this. It would be interesting to do a Herzog Zwei playthrough. I've never actually played that game, but I'm aware of it. And unlike this game, which is maybe sort of a fake proto-RTS, I just mean that in the sense that it was made in modern times for old hardware. Herzog Zwei was legitimately made, you know, in in older times and was sort of a very, very early proto-RTS. I'd have to double check the dates, but I think it predates Dune 2, which I tend to think of as sort of the quintessential early RTS. A lot of craters. Alright, so yeah, let's go hunting for more enemies. Kind of hard to maneuver in this terrain. I guess if it's like this, it's another case where the enemy might struggle to find us as well, unless they can move across lava. Obviously, we know that their units can move across water. But what about lava? That seems like it would be a more difficult feat for obvious reasons. It seems like a map where the AI may struggle with navigation. Man, it's huge. Okay, we found the western edge. Let's skirt around the edges of the map as much as we can. Here's the southern edge. Okay, so there's a big lava flow down here in sort of the southwest corner of the map. Okay, and there's an enemy base. Let's just get its coordinates for missile bombardment purposes. I maybe could have self-destructed my guy on it. I probably should have tried, but it's 28101. I wonder if I can get here fast enough to pull off a kamikaze attack. We can try it. But in the meantime, I should build some more refineries. I kind of feel like the enemy will be able to find their way to us eventually. And yeah, our facilities are going to be so spread out that defense is going to be borderline impossible. So I think massive attack is going to be the order of the day. Okay, here we go. And wasn't I building a missile silo? Am I crazy? Okay, I'm in browse mode. Maybe I meant to and then didn't? I guess I meant to and then didn't. That's apparently what happened. Alright, this will kind of be the core of our base, I guess. Alright, I suspect I've taken too long and that they're going to be too well defended now. Also, it's a long journey. But I'm going to see if I can get to the enemy base with this fellow and do a kamikaze strike on them. Oh, what's this? A formation. Interesting. I don't think that's an Easter egg, like the Space Invader was. I think that's just a weird tile. If it is an Easter egg, it's one that escapes me. Did I see an enemy unit? Yes, okay. They're coming for us. I think we're getting close. They were at 28101. So they're a little north and farther west. We're very close now. Okay, I think that's where they're coming from. Okay, go. Detonate. Yes! Okay. That'll set them back. Let's try maybe building some more tanks to see if we can finish them off with a similar strike. Maybe just another couple kamikaze attacks and wipe them out. And in the meantime, we'll start moving a proper assault force into that general area as well. Alright, you can set up in sentry mode here. Alright, let's see what we can get done with this guy. It's such a long journey. One thing that feels a little strange is that we have insanely gigantic maps and units that just fly across the screen at just crazy speed. I almost feel like it might have made more sense to have somewhat smaller maps and slower units. I mean, it works. It works just fine. There's not a problem with it in terms of fun factor. It just feels a little odd, I guess. Uh-oh. Nope, back into sentry mode. Here they come. Alright, what can you finish off if you do a kamikaze attack? Oh, I tried to move north, but that guy blocked me, so I wasn't able to get their production structure. That was unfortunate. You're always on a timer when you do those kind of kamikaze attacks because you're taking constant damage, and if you die before the self-destruct happens, the self-destruct doesn't happen, you just die and don't do any collateral damage. So I tried to move north, was blocked by that guy, and then I just hit the self-destruct key D so quickly that I didn't really have any time to compensate for the fact that I had gotten blocked. Alright, let's see if we can just finish them off with a push with our assault group here. I think this is the guy to the east, right? Yeah. Do the usual leapfrog thing. Okay, they were at 28 and then a little north of here. Oh, they rebuilt their pyramid. That's not good. Alright, maybe this group can finish them. I hope so. Oh, they're trying to rebuild everything. You come forward and help. Nah, it's so hard to hit moving targets. They always move right when I try to hit them, just like... Okay, got him. I guess if you can kind of predict where they're going to go and lead them, you can do it, but that's hard, of course. Alright. Producing guys from here, so let's put a stop to that. So this is their basic infantry production structure. Alright, we got their pyramid. Now, do they have... Yeah, they have more turrets. We slowed this base down, but we certainly had not completely wiped it out by any means. Uh-oh. Didn't mean to move there. I hit spacebar a little prematurely before my shot finished processing, which means it didn't accept the spacebar and I moved instead of aiming. There's kind of a rhythm to the timing when you're firing and moving. Okay, I think that's the end of this base. I think we wiped it out. And we're not winning, which means there's another base somewhere. Hopefully it hasn't launched attacks at my, any of my facilities and wiped them out. There's another, I guess you could say, minor improvement that could be made is notifications about when facilities are under attack, maybe pop up what's being attacked and its coordinates and such. That would be useful. We're doing pretty well in terms of resources. I'm gonna crank out some more tanks. A couple of kamikazes and now some heavies. Alright, let's go scouting. So, where is the remaining enemy base, then? Okay, there's definitely at least one more enemy base. Look at all those guys. Thankfully, they're struggling with the terrain. That is a lot of dudes. Way more than we could handle if our forces came in contact with them. Wonder if I can shoot them across the lava. I don't know how fast they're being produced, but probably not faster than I can kill them. Oh, this is great. It's a turkey shoot. It's fish in a barrel time, Commander. So much for that massive enemy force. That's... well, never mind. There's still plenty of them left. Alright, but we're dealing heavy casualties to the Protoid army, which is unable to counterattack us. So it takes 4 shots with the auto-aim shot, which is weaker, to kill a basic Protoid infantry. The Scouts, I believe they're called. Oh, we got a shot off on us. Yeah, we 4-shot the Scouts, it looks like. Man, this lone tank is a hero. He has wiped out a whole Protoid assault force. Okay. He cannot handle that. Those are soldiers and they have ranged weapons. I think he's about to link up with the sentry turrets unless they've been overrun and destroyed. No, sometimes the auto-aim does not shoot at the thing you want it to shoot at. And that was certainly the case there. Alright, well, I don't normally use these guys as scouts, but... okay, found the base. It's, in the northwest corner, it looks like. Let's see if we can get this guy in there to get its coordinates and maybe kamikaze on it. So we know we can get there from the southwest. Oh boy, here they come. They're eventually going to find us with their insect-like pathfinding. It'll take a long time, but... man, their corpses just litter the battlefield. Alright, let's see if we can get in a nice kamikaze attack here. Is our sentry turret still alive? It is. Okay, that wasn't their pyramid, but it was their tank production structure, their factory. 725, got it. Let's write that down. And go back to our own base and fire our missiles at them. Okay, 725, so I'll shoot at 523 and 927. Fire. And you fire as well. And let's prepare some kamikaze tanks, as well as heavies, to move in and hopefully finish them. Which guy is this? I think he's the one in the southwestern enemy base that got wiped out. Yeah. Oh, okay, he was really low on health. And they just rebuilt a turret right in front of our eyes. They're rebuilding quickly. Try to put a stop to that. Keep them suppressed. The missiles did a good job, but they are rebuilding. Ah, crap, we lost that one too. They were both pretty low on health. Alright, well hopefully we slowed down their rate of rebuilding. Okay, wow, it's a lot of guys. Their army is still swarming around in confusion. But when you think about what it would actually be like to have this fight in a blasted Inferno wasteland against the Protoids, who are some combination of technological and bio monsters, and probably just generally kind of a horror show to fight against. I feel for my troops, is what I'm getting at. I don't think they're having a good time. anything left of this. Okay, we did it. We won. So there were 3 enemy bases, and that was the last one. We were maxed out on resources. They had 50 ground units, but they were just kind of milling around, so they were never able to find their way to our base. I think because we quickly found and destroyed the enemy base that was closest to ours, and then we fairly quickly found and destroyed the one that was second closest to ours, which that first one especially is the one that more likely would have been able to launch credible attacks. I think that really prevented the enemy from being able to launch effective assaults on us. Look at that, that's another win for us, and a pretty quick one too. That was definitely way easier than the island one was. And not necessarily easier than the jungle one, but certainly it was faster to complete it. So yeah, it's not really a smooth difficulty curve. Map 3 was a big spike, and then the others have certainly been easier than 3 was. That was really cool. We got to see the sort of blasted wasteland or desert tile set. Oh, and the next one's called North Pole, which says to me that we're going to be seeing the snow tile set in the next encounter. I'm certainly looking forward to that, and I hope you are too. I'll see you then.